guys, this is Matt Brunet, and welcome to Movie News Weekly, hosted by FilmBook. Now, before we begin, let's take a look at what we got in this week's news, which includes James Bond and Charlie Brown bringing audiences back to theaters. We'll be seeing a lot more of the Enterprise in the future. Mark Wahlberg will become the first Bionic Man with a hefty price. Nicole Kidman could become a badass warrior in the Amazon. Key and Peele will be letting out their inner demons with Henry Selick. What would happen if you combine animals, samurais, and blazing saddles? Fox will be joining Disney and Universal in the theme park world. Activision will make the first ever movie with online multiplayer, while another film will include an abundance of side quests, and we'll take a moment to remember Melissa Matheson. So, with that said, let's get things started. Finally, it's about time that I talk about some good scores here. After one of the worst box office months has passed, where only The Martian could find some decent profit, audiences are back in theaters to see two of the most anticipated movies so far. The latest James Bond film, Spectre, drew a huge crowd over the weekend by earning an estimate $73 million, which makes it the second biggest opening for a Bond film, right under Skyfall, which started with $88 million. Following from behind is the wholesomely animated The Peanuts movie, which opened in second with about $45 million. It may not be the best opening for an animated feature released in November or the best opening for one of this year, but considering how it was released at the same time as a James Bond film, it still did really well for itself. The rest under the new films are the remaining three movies that managed to survive October, including The Martian earning $9.3 million, Goosebumps with almost $7 million, and Bridge of Spies with only $6 million. As some may have heard across the galaxy, the Star Trek franchise is heading back to its roots with an all-new series by CBS, with producer and co-writer of the new films, Alex Kurtzman, taking charge of the project. It is important to note that the new series will not be attached to the recent films. However, along with the big news also came a brief mention of what's going on with the movies. After the third one, Star Trek Beyond, the fourth movie was revealed to have a possible 2019 release. No other information has been revealed about the project other than Kurtzman will not be attached to it, nor the third one either. Instead, Beyond will be written by Doug Jung and Simon Pegg, who is also playing Scotty in the movies. Star Trek Beyond is setting out to hit theaters on July 22nd, 2016, and the new series will be launching on CBS All Access on January 2017. The Weinstein Company and Dimension Films can rebuild this show. They have the technology. They can make it better than what it is. The companies have now set a release date for the film adaptation of $6 Million Man, now more expensively called $6 Billion Man, for December 22nd, 2017. The original show is about how Steve Austin, a military man who nearly died in an accident, became a top-secret government experiment to turn him into the first fully bionic man. And the director will be Damien Sifron, who wrote the screenplay for the movie and was previously nominated for an Oscar for his Argentinian film, Wild Tales. The movie will be produced by Wahlberg, Stephen Levinson, and Bob Weinstein, and the filming is ready to be set on September 2016. A new ally has joined the ranks of the most famous superheroine, and she's the three-time Oscar nominee. Nicole Kidman is in talks with Warner Brothers to appear in the 2017 film Wonder Woman, directed by Patty Jenkins. She will be alongside Gal Gadot, who will play the title character, and Chris Pine playing the love interest. So far, the role that Kidman could play is described as a high-ranked Amazonian warrior. However, there is no confirmation yet if this means that she'll be playing Hippolyta, the queen of the Amazons and the mother of Diana Prince. This would not be the first time that Kidman appeared in a movie based on a DC comic, as she was previously the love interest in Batman Forever. The modern cinematic version of Wonder Woman will be making her first appearance next year in Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice, and then she'll set off on her own movie on June 23rd, 2017. With the combined powers of Henry Selick and Key and Peele, all you can ever expect is just pure madness that everyone wants to get into. Maybe, we'll see. Selick is teaming up with Keegan-Michael Key and Jordan Peele in order to make a brand new stop-motion animated feature called Wendell and Wild, which is an original story thought up by Selick himself. The story will be about two demon brothers who have to face their biggest enemy, a nun and her two acolytes. The only thing to note is that Henry Selick has been recognized as one of the greatest directors in stop-motion history, whose directing works include The Nightmare Before Christmas, James and the Giant Peach, and Coraline. Selick will be directing Wendell and Wild and co-writing it with Peele. As many consider Blazing Saddles one of the best comedies of all time, no one would ever expect that the material brought from it can also make a good animated feature film. Mass Animation is bringing comedy legend Mel Brooks and Lion King director Rob Minkoff in order to produce Blazing Samurai. Directed by Mark Kotzier and Chris Baylor, and written by Ed Stone and Nate Hopper, the movie will take heavy influence from the Mel Brooks comedy, but instead of cowboys, there will be animals being samurais in a similar vein of Kung Fu Panda. The movie will even feature an all-star cast which includes Michael Cera, Ricky Gervais, Samuel L. Jackson, George Takei, Mel Brooks, Gabriel Iglesias, and many more. The swordplay will be unleashed by Open Road Films on August 4th, 2017. If Disney and Universal are able to be highly successful in the theme park industry, then so can Fox. 20th Century Fox has announced that they will be collaborating with Al Ali Holding Group to make a new theme park and resort in Dubai called 20th Century Fox World. Despite Fox not owning a stake of the park, it will cost about more than $850 million to build. The president of Fox Consumer Products, Jeremy Godsick, commented about the park that this will build a tremendous amount of fan engagement with these brands. There are strong merchandising opportunities, and it will allow us to connect with our audiences on an ongoing fan base. The park will also feature plenty of rides based on some of Fox's popular films and TV shows, including Aliens, Predator, Planet of the Apes, Sons of Anarchy, Ice Age, Rio, Night at the Museum, The Simpsons, and Titanic. This will not be the first 20th Century Fox World to be introduced, as one in Malaysia is set to open in 2017, while the one in Dubai will be ready for the public in 2018. Hollywood going 360 no scope! Wait, did I get the reference right? Or wait, is that Counter-Strike? Anyways, at this year's BlizzCon, the video game company, Activision, has announced that they will be making a cinematic universe based on one of their most popular games, Call of Duty. So far, the only thing they have planned for the universe are a feature film that is expected to be out in either 2018 or 2019, and a TV series that would be set in the same world as the movie. However, no other information has been revealed as of now, so it is unclear if the movie and TV show will be set in either World War II like the first games, or in a more contemporary setting like in the recent Modern Warfare games. This is not the first movie or TV project that will be based on an Activision game. They have previously announced a series based on Skylanders, and coincidentally enough, Universal released a trailer for Warcraft that will be released on June 10th, 2016. Speaking of coincidences, Call of Duty wasn't the only game announced this week that will have its own movie. There will also be a film on The Witcher. Based on the fantasy novel series by Andrzej Sapkowski, the RPG fantasy game will have its own movie produced by the Sean Daniels Company, whose works include The Mummy, Tomb of the Dragon Emperor, and the upcoming Ben-Hur reboot. What will be interesting about this movie is that it will be directed by a newcomer, being Tomasz Baginski, who previously did the cinematic animation for both The Witcher 1 and 2 games. The movie is expected to be released somewhere in 2017. I honestly hate to end this off on a sad note, but this was a rather dark week for Hollywood, I'm not gonna lie. And they lost a beloved writer that gave so much to the world. Melissa Matheson has passed away on November 4th due to illness at the unfortunate young age of 65. Some may remember her as the ex-wife of Harrison Ford, but she is mostly known as one of the top female screenwriters, whose works would be featured in The Black Stallion, The Twilight Zone the movie, The Escape Artist, and the English dub of Hayao Miyazaki's Ponyo. Her most famous work and magnum opus, however, was writing the 1982 E.T., The Extraterrestrial, where she got an Oscar nomination. Her final work will be the screenplay of Steven Spielberg's The BFG, which is set to be released on July 1st, 2016. She will definitely be missed. And that's all I've got for this week. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to head on down to FilmBookdotcom for all the latest movies and TV news, along with their columns on the box office and the theatrical release schedule. Also, you can follow them on whatever social media you like. And while you're at it, you can follow me on my YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter if you're more interested in stuff like animation, Disney, and my weird sense of humor. If you were watching this on YouTube, then hit that like button and come and subscribe to us while leaving a comment on what you think about the news this week. If you were listening to this as a podcast on iTunes or another podcast service, then don't forget to rate and review what you've just heard. Tune in next time for another round of Movie News Weekly, and until next week, see you later, dudes!